Ladies, gentlemen, and Harajam of all ages, the final developer livestream for Diablo 4 before its launch has just concluded, and you could go out and seek the full hour and a bit long experience for yourself, but having just watched it for myself, I'm going to be condensing it all into a reasonable length format and hitting all of the important points to keep you up to speed on what we have to come. First and foremost, this developer livestream was almost entirely about the concept of post-launch content, specifically in relation to seasons. They did touch on the fact that expansions are planned for the future, but they didn't drop more info on those today. No, again, mostly just seasons. We have full confirmations that the concept of seasons, as they are in Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 Resurrected, will be coming back. For players unfamiliar with the concept, essentially, the base server we will be playing on at launch of the game is called the Eternal Realm. A bit later on, specifically this time in mid to late July, we'll have the start of Season 1. With this, a seasonal realm will be added. On seasonal realms, you'll have to create new characters, and you'll have 3 months to give or take just to play these characters on the seasonal realm. This will allow you to experience fresh changes in gameplay, new cosmetics, mechanics, balancing changes, a whole host of fun things. Once the season is over, your seasonal characters will move back to the Eternal Realm, and they will be kept there, and a new season will begin where you have to start all over again. There will be certain unlocks specific to each season, so you can only get them by playing on that seasonal realm during the right time. But once the season is over, you do get to keep them forever. There is a very followable mindset that they are taking towards seasons this time around too. First is the seasonal quest line. This isn't attached to the main story at all, but could take you to an unexplored concept or theme around the world of Sanctuary and just give you a cool storyline unique to that season fitting with a theme. Every season will be based around a theme, and the example that they gave is zombies. Zombies will not be one of the seasons. They said it like 100 times, but that's the example they wanted to give. On the theme of zombies, we'd get a quest line based around zombies. Now they're popping up all over the place. The battle pass would be filled with zombie-themed cosmetics for each class. There would be mechanics introduced for that season related to zombies, like maybe every time you die, you come back a little bit more decomposed, missing a few stat points or something. Just a big, all-encompassing theme that is consistent among different parts of the seasonal journey. At which point, there is a mechanic called Seasonal Journey. This is sort of like your bingo card for each season. The journey has approximately 7 chapters based on the example that we were shown, and each chapter has a number of its own objectives. Each objective, when completed, gives you favor points, and when you complete a chapter, you get even more favor points, as well as crafting caches, and sometimes even a unique legendary aspect for your Codex of Power that specifically is from that season. As a big part of seasons is that every one of them will come with a new influx of legendary powers and gear to help innovate the game and keep everything feeling properly fresh as it happens. Just before this, I mentioned favor points as one of the rewards, and you may be wondering what those are. Well, specifically, they are connected to the Battle Pass. There has been tons of discussion about the potential of the Battle Pass of this game, and lots of worries about pay to win, and they made a point, an absolutely massive point, of trying to drive home that there will be no pay to win in Diablo 4. Along the Battle Pass, there are 23 free rewards and 67 that you need some premium tier stuff to unlock, which is the paid version. Free rewards include things like some certain skins, but more importantly, these smoldering ashes are all on the free tier. The premium tier also has stuff like 2 full armor sets that work for all the classes, various almost roleplay tier cosmetics like big flowing shirts and such, various weapon skins, a mount and some mount armor, and even things like emotes that are unique to that season. Smoldering ashes, though uniquely, actually affect your progress through the season. You'll see here that you unlock one at tier 15, there is also an earlier one at tier 8, and you can use these smoldering ashes in the season blessing menu. This gives you upgrades to various things for the duration of the season depending on what you choose. Things like plus 3% experience from monster kills, plus 5% from their sales, plus 10% for rare materials from salvaging, or plus 15% boost to duration of elixirs, as well as one that is hidden as it gives away a bit about the first season apparently. The idea of these is that you put these smoldering ashes into the system as you receive them, and they make progression easier in various ways, whether it be faster leveling, increased gold gain, easier crafting, all of that. These will get reset every season, so again, this is entirely tied to the season that it is a part of. That said, some of you are probably already saying, wait, so it is pay to win? Well, in theory, no. While yes, you can purchase Battle Pass tiers, which in theory gets you Smoldering Ashes faster, you can only actually use Smoldering Ashes if you've reached the correct level for them. The first Smoldering Ash at tier 8 unlock of the Battle Pass requires you to have a level 10 character to actually use. The one at tier 15 requires you to be level 10, the one at tier 20 requires you to be level 20, and so the idea of this is that you can only use these as you are actively playing, rather than just buying tons of Battle Pass tiers on day 1 and being super strong. The reason I said in theory is it also depends on Battle Pass progression. If the progression through these Battle Pass tiers is too slow and a player hits level 20 in-game before hitting tier 20 in the Battle Pass, then there is still an advantage to people who have paid money. So really, we just have to wait to see how balanced out that is, but based on what they've said, they really don't want it to be pay to win in any sense, so that's what I'm basing my expectations reservations on, personally.
We don't want your money.
Aside from this, each season will have new mechanics, new monsters, new crafting options, and new gear available to find, and of course new legendary powers to unlock and mess around with. As well, they've stated that each new season will come with quality of life changes. This will be the most major patches of the year every time that the seasons change, coming with lots of bug fixing and also class balancing, so keep an eye on that as well. Having talked about the Battle Pass though, we should also talk about the customization shop. This will be running from game launch rather than being season specific, but this is a secondary microtransaction location exclusively for buying unique cosmetics that you can transmog onto your gear. They provided a few comparisons of base game gear compared to the shop gear, and the difference isn't staggering. It definitely does look a bit better, at least the ones they've shown us. Honestly, it just seems more like different strokes for different folks kind of thing. The armor in the shop has different themes than the ones in the game, but I wouldn't outright say that the quality is ridiculously higher, at least not the ones we've been shown so far. So on the bright side, while this is more paid content, it isn't like it blows the base game included stuff out of the water by any means. In fact, I honestly think the best way to use this would be to mix and match specific pieces from each one. Then finally, on the seasonal front, they have the concept of aspirational challenges. We've talked about how there are these things called capstone dungeons that you have to complete to unlock new world tiers to up your difficulty. Exceptional challenges and tests of strength where you have to really prove your mettle to make it through, as well as some big boss at level 100 for a similar experience, but they are making it a point to add a bit more of this with each season. A couple more challenging things here or there for max level characters to test themselves against and push themselves to their limit without having those activities being a limiter on your progression in any way. Things like specific bosses, major encounters, or even unique dungeons that are just sort of for fun, things that you can do when you know that you're powerful. Lastly, there will be no seasonal leaderboards like there are in Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 Resurrected, at least not for the first two seasons of Diablo 4. They are very aware that people want these leaderboards and that they are an important part of what keeps people coming back. They are working on it, but it is simply not ready yet, and it's not looking to be ready in time for Season 1 in mid to late July, or Season 2 a few months after that. That then covers everything season-based, but there were a couple more interesting notes that I took down based on some things I just sort of brought up off the cuff. Firstly, and very importantly, in my opinion, when you eventually unlock mounts, this is an account-wide effect. It will happen during the main campaign of Diablo 4, most likely around player level 30, depending on how much side content you're doing, and once you unlock mounts for the first time, you can use them on any of your characters anytime. Even a fresh character at level 1 spawned in the cave, you can use the mount. This is actually awesome, and even more awesome than that is that this applies to seasons too. So even though you have to restart at level 1 in each new season, you can still start at level 1 with a mount, which is actually a really major thing. On top of that is the Altars of Lilith. These are these little statues that you find around the open world that give you some renown, but they also give you a permanent account-wide stat boost, just one strength or one intelligence or something like that for each one that you interact with. Your Eternal Realm status of Altars of Lilith will apply to your seasonal realm as well, meaning if you have found every altar on the Eternal Realm, your characters in the seasonal realm will have all of the permanent stat bonuses too, so you don't have to go around each and every different season collecting these altars, which is just a really nice bit of quality of life, honestly. That just about does it then, everyone. Everything talked about and covered in the stream as far as new information goes, and it was pretty much all related to seasons and seasonal content for Diablo 4 today. Confirmation that we have the first season beginning in mid to late July, with seasons rotating approximately every 3 months, so we get to have about 4 seasons per year. Every new season will have a host of new content, a new questline, new balancing changes and legendary powers, all that good stuff, all tied to a single theme that is the theme of that season. And so honestly, this game even before launch is looking to have a ton of longevity to it, and I love to see that. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown of the May developer livestream. I hope to see you all at the Server Slam this weekend and at the release of the game in early June as well. Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.